you sure you're okay?" Sherry examined Ska's leg after she bandaged it. She had a cut on her cheek, and Abigail thought it made her even more beautiful. There wasn't a part of Abigail that didn't hurt, and she rolled her shoulders as she sipped on the wine she'd been given. They'd won. No one on either side had lost their lives. Everyone was injured. It had been a pointless fight as far as Abigail could tell. "I'm going to make sure the kids are okay. You three don't have too much fun without me." She winked, but her movements were slow, indicating she'd been injured as well. "Abigail, we have to tell you something. I have to tell you something," Ska said as he moved over to her. He tilted her head up and planted a soft kiss on her lips. It was a surprise, but she didn't pull away from it, allowing the feeling to take her over. Her body tingled and she put her hand on his leg, wanting to move closer to him. "I want you. I've wanted you since you took my boat and kissed me in the woods. The thing is, we're a unit. If I sleep with you, you sleep with Baston, and eventually Sherry, too. I just want to know if that's something you can handle." She looked at Baston and really saw him for the first time. He had a chiseled face, tan skin, and a long black mass of hair he kept tied back. She'd been focused on Ska because she was the most attracted to him, but now she realized Baston was hot too. Ska ran his fingers up Abigail's spine, making her shiver with anticipation. Her legs quivered from the sexual heat she knew was about to consume her. Baston gave her a wicked smile as he let his eyes wander over her body. This was insane. Could she really go through with this? "Are you wet for us?" Baston asked, still not touching her, but causing her to go weak in the knees nonetheless. Her eyes held a bit of mischief and a lot of lust. Abigail nodded her head, unable to speak. Ska's hand stopped caressing her spine as he waited for her to answer. "Tell us what you want," Ska whispered in her ear, nibbling the lobe lightly. "I want you to make me see stars," Abigail told them boldly, making them both smile. They didn't seem to notice that the statement made no sense. "I think we can handle that." Baston unbuttoned his pants and let them fall to his ankles. He stepped out of them and she gasped as he shot forward, showing off his size. Abigail felt heat move in between her legs, and she pushed them together, savoring the pulse of lust shooting through her. "Do you want this?" Baston asked as he pumped himself slowly. She nodded and he gave her a stern look. "Say it," Baston commanded. Ska bit her shoulder as his hand slid under her top, cupping one of her breasts, thumbing the nipple. "Yes, I want it." Abigail's head started spinning as she tried to concentrate on what Baston was telling her. "Where do you want it?" He continued rubbing himself in front of her. "I want you inside of me," she told him breathlessly. "That's a good girl. You just have to ask for what you want." Baston stopped stroking himself and walked up to her. She'd never been spoken to this way during a sexual encounter. When Baston reached her, he took her hand and sucked her middle finger into his mouth. The hot wetness of his mouth hit her senses hard enough to make her cry out. "I need it," she told him, making sure she looked him in the eyes when she told him. "You're so incredibly hot," Ska told her, squeezing her breast roughly. "Where do you want me?" Ska asked, biting her neck. "Do you want me to fill your mouth?" "No," Abigail told him, the power rushing over her. "No?" Ska asked, his voice somewhat surprised. "I want your head between my legs," Abigail decided. Why stop asking for things? This was going to happen. She might as well enjoy it. "You are so sexy," Baston told her. His hand slid down her stomach and didn't stop until he was cupping her wet center. His hand slipped inside her underwear,